lectures. So I will be presenting on textile industry. Briefly, it will be a short presentation. The next presentation will be more policy focused and marketing focused. So it will require slightly more time. So I will quickly go through my presentation on textile industry. What I will cover in this presentation will be the changing trends. Then what is the global scenario in textile industry? Narrowing it down to the Indian scenario. I'll also be looking at the trade agreements which are there in this particular sector, along with a SWOT analysis and a brief on the export promotion councils pertaining to this sector. Now, textile contributes to 27% of total foreign exchange in India. It is one of the largest in terms of employment generation. If you look at the exports from India in this sector, US and Europe account for around 2/3 of the total exports. Now, if you look at the fiber mix in this particular sector, there are two kinds of fibers that are primarily used. The natural fiber, that is cotton and silk, and man-made fibers. So things like nylon and rayon fall into this category. Now, India has an advantage in natural fiber. So it has an abundance of that particular raw material here. However, if you look at the present mix in the global market, there is a higher demand for man-made fiber as compared to the natural fiber. So India has a slight disadvantage in this area. Now, if we look at the changing trends in this sector, 10 years ago, the clothing that was focused or was driven was by need-based idea. So you will have shirts, trousers, saris and suits for people to wear. In today's trend, it is more of an occasion-specific dressing. So you will have a casual wear for certain occasions. If you go to office, it will be an office wear. The night wear will be different from the party wear and so on. Now, this particular kind of change that has happened, it is important to understand why this change has happened. This has primarily occurred because of the change in nature of the factors that affect this demand. So earlier it was more for comfort and price which drove the idea of need-based clothing. Today it is more of a look and fashion conscious crowd, because of which the trend has shifted from need-based to occasion-specific. In future, it is expected to be more eco-friendly. If you look at the consumption and production across the globe, the major consumption hubs are, as I said, US, Europe, and parts of it in China. The major production hubs are primarily located in Southeast Asia. Looking at the global scenario now, this data has been extracted from TradeMap, like Gagan had said in his presentation, and this export relates to 2012-13. The data for 13-14 has not been used in this presentation. The world, if you look at the exports, I don't know if it is visible from the back, the major exports that have happened to the developed nations, and have happened from the developing nations to the developed nations. Looking at the Indian scenario, the growth has been 18%, which has dropped because of the slowdown in the economy. If you look at the exports with respect to India, I will be talking about the apparel sector, which is covered in chapters 61 and 62 under the ITC-HS code. If you look at the major countries with which India has trade in this sector, it has declined in all the countries except for UAE. So if you look at the competitors' presence, our major competitors in this section are China, Bangladesh, Vietnam and Turkey. And the major export markets are USA, Japan, UK and European Union. So our competitors, China, Bangladesh and Vietnam, in terms of quantity and value terms, all three of them are ahead of India. And Turkey is also fast catching up. There is not much difference in the trade from India to these exporting nations, and so is Turkey's. If you look at the trade agreements, like I said, we are looking at the prevalence and occurrence of FTAs or PTAs of these exported to nations vis-a-vis our competitors. So with the European Union, only Turkey has a preferential trade agreement because of its membership to European Customs Union. With US, none of our competitors, including India, have a free trade agreement by which they can benefit of. Japan, being a developed nation, has given preference to Bangladesh because of WTO norms. Now, if you look at the strengths, I have analyzed in terms of the raw materials, the power cost, and the abundance of labor. If you look at raw materials, Vietnam is one country which has deficiency of raw materials, so most of its raw material is imported. Others have a strength in this. In terms of power cost, China, Vietnam, and Bangladesh score above us, and in terms of labor, Bangladesh and Vietnam are above us in terms of cheaper labor quality. China does not figure in this list now because China has had certain labor issues in the past and the labor is getting expensive in China. If you look at the weaknesses primarily for India is in terms of power cost. The transaction cost is also high in India. For China, the biggest disadvantage is in terms of its image of having low quality products. I'll skip this. I'll come to the opportunities part. The opportunities in this section is because of higher demand for cheaper clothes across the globe. If you look at the key drivers of cost competitiveness in this section, labor is one of the reasons why there is a difference in competition between India and its competitors. The labor cost plays a major role, labor productivity is an issue. Then there are other things like power cost and financial costs that take a major chunk out of competition. Infrastructure and preferential market access are other factors that affect competition. Now, if you look at the strategy in this particular section, we can target low-cost markets where natural fiber is used, like I said in the beginning of the presentation. India has an abundant natural fiber slot. India can target niche markets with synthetic fiber textiles in demand and low competitiveness. There is a scheme called as STUFF, which is rolled by the Ministry of Textiles, which promotes indigenous manufacturing of textile machinery. So people looking at establishing industrial production in this sector can take benefits under this scheme. There are certain schemes by DGFT which fall under the certain chapters. So our foreign trade policy is divided under chapters. The details will be covered by Dr. Amiya Chandra in the coming presentation. Now, a brief on the Export Promotion Council. The Export Promotion Council provides information, advice, technical guidance, and market intelligence to the exporters, also to the importers. It gives access to trade statistics, potential markets. So all of this can be used to decide onto which markets one would want to venture in and with what product. It has organized fairs and exhibitions. It also holds buyers and seller meets, so where you can put up a stall and look for a potential buyer. I have mentioned that it had a TexTrend fair and exhibition in January in India. In July it had a fair in France and in Hong Kong, and I think in Birmingham, UK, it is coming with another fair in the coming month. So this is all I have on the textile sector. Thank you very much.
I would now like to invite Dr. Amiya Chandra to kindly enlighten us on the topic.
I am not going to take any classes, and I am not going to bombard you with any information. In fact, I am going to the chit chat with you. It has lots of information. You will get all this information. I am just trying to sensitize it. This is one presentation which is basically 1.5 hours. That's the minimum time. I have time of 25 minutes, so or 30 minutes. What I am going to do is that I will just sensitize you with the entire thing, so that you understand this question answer, or I can come again to the class when I am going to have a very detailed discussion on this issue. Alright, you know, distance is depth, and it's good news for foreign trade. You all know about it? Earlier, we used to never venture out of the foreign trade. You know Mahatma Gandhi. You remember all of you? Are you aware about Mahatma Gandhi? Apart from the spectacles which he had, lion clothes which he had, danda lathi which he had, what is another thing which is very important? Watch. Now, why is that watch important? I begin from where Sir has ended. Just to be there. You know, because it used to be a foreign watch. And he always said, what we cannot do our country, we should not hesitate from importing it. That's very, very important. Now, what is this? What is this? It is an instrument that helps over gun distance. And this is developed by John Harrison. And what is it? I have still not named. Tell me. This is known as Marriott chronometer. Why is that important? Tell me. You know, earlier when we used to do the trade, we used to go by the star, you know, the North Star, Dhruv Tara, you understand, we call that. But we did not have any information about the longitude. We did not know that how east-west will be determined. So most of the time, somebody wanted to come to India, he will land up in America. Somebody wanted to go, so you know the Columbus wanted to go somewhere else, he landed up somewhere else. We did not have that information. So most of the international trade was not scientific till this Marriott chronometer came. You know, we all know that transportation, logistics, telecom, internet, information technology, infrastructure, energy, this all has reduced the concept of foreign trade. Okay. Now, how foreign trade used to happen earlier? That is true, but even then, how was the movement of the ships? Have you heard the studies? Have you heard the concept? January to June, June to December. The wind will go from land to the sea. Other time it will come from the sea to the land. So when it will go from the land to the sea, they will go away from India. When it's from the sea to the land, they will come towards India. That's how the international trade used to happen, because they did not have the international mechanism, and that's how the sea used to behave. That's what I was thinking. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Now, this is a vast route which we have, which used to cater to the Indian. All right, I'll move faster.